Niko Pirosmani lived a life that felt stretched between hope and hunger. Born poor in rural Georgia, orphaned young, drifting from job to job, he carried inside him a tenderness that the world rarely returned. He painted on black oilcloth because it was cheap. He lived in the tiny rented rooms because that was all he could afford. And yet, from that poverty, he gave us a universe of quiet dignity. His paintings are not just scenes, they are wounds remembered and kindness imagined. In Giraffe, the tall, gentle creature stands almost impossibly upright, an animal Pirosmani had never seen in real life. Why did a man who barely had bread dream of a giraffe? Because the giraffe is everything he never had: grace, distance, and freedom. Against the dark background, the animal glows, as if Pirosmani painted not a body, but a longing. A desire to look beyond the narrow streets of Tbilisi, beyond struggle, toward a world where life stood tall and unafraid. In Company Bego, a group gathers around a table, faces simple, almost mask-like, but each one carrying a trace of warmth. Pirosmani never belonged to fancy circles. He watched them through windows, through doors he could not enter. Here he paints community like a dream, people eating together, equal, sharing light. It is not realism, it is a wish, a moment of togetherness he rarely tasted. A janitor shows an ordinary worker holding a broom, a figure most artists would overlook. But Pirosmani didn't overlook anyone. He saw the invisible. People who worked in silence, people whose names the city forgot. Maybe because he knew what it felt like to be unnoticed, to be necessary but unseen. The janitor stands firm, almost proud. Through Pirosmani's gaze, a simple man becomes monumental, a quiet hero lit by an inner dignity. Here, poverty is not painted with drama, but with tenderness. The mother stands with her children, faces solemn, bodies small. They don't lean into her because life has taught them to be careful. They are not laughing because hunger teaches stillness. This is the world Pirosmani knew, a world that breaks people quietly. And yet, he paints them with a dignity that poverty couldn't erase. The mother's posture is strong. The children's expressions are serious but brave. This is not a painting of helplessness. It is a painting of endurance. When you gather these four paintings, the dreaming giraffe, the warm company, the humble janitor, and the poor mother with her children, you can feel Pirosmani's entire life inside them. A man searching for gentleness in a world that gave him little. A man painting strangers as if they were family. A man who left behind images soft enough to heal and honest enough to hurt. In Pirosmani's universe, every person, rich or poor, holds a story. Every sorrow contains beauty. And even in darkness, something still shines.